जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथ गामी भवतु मे.
The first time I saw Lord Jagannath, I couldn't really make out who this is or what is this. As we know from the story of King Indradumna, King Indradumna always felt that Lord Jagannath's form was an incomplete form. Because as we have heard, King Indradumna had interrupted the carving by Vishwakarma, Anantamoharan, and Anantamoharan had disappeared from the scene. And he felt the Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra forms without hands, without legs, with big eyes, they were some sort of incomplete forms. But at that very moment, Narada Muni comes and he tells them, this is not incomplete form because I had once seen such a form before. Today, let us unveil the mystery behind Lord Jagannath's beautiful form. In India today, many people consider Lord Jagannath's form as very mysterious. Some people come to the conclusion that Parabrahman is impersonal. Why? Because the form of Jagannath is incomplete. So the incomplete form of the Supreme must be that the Supreme is impersonal. Whereas some others say Jagannath is none other than Buddha. At the same time, someone else says that he is Bhairava. To some, Jagannath's form looks very scary, whereas some others find Jagannath's form with a smiling, beautiful face to be very beautiful. After leaving Mathura, Krishna resided in Dwarka with his 16,108 queens. All of these queens were exquisitely beautiful, and they all served the Lord intimately to the fullest of the heart's desire. But Krishna always seemed to be lost in the thoughts of Vrindavan and Vrajavasis. This worried the queens very much. They felt that we are right here providing the most intimate service, the best of our capacity to Krishna, but Krishna always seems to be lost. Even if we serve our Lord so nicely, he's always thinking of Vrindavan. Sometimes Krishna would wake up in the middle of the night screaming, "Oh Radhe, oh Gopi." So the queens really wanted to get to the bottom of this. So the queens became very curious to know about Lord's Vrindavan pastimes. They knew that one person who lived and witnessed Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, but also at the same time currently living in Dwarka, was one person, Rohini Mata. So they all went and rushed to Rohini Mata and approached her. They asked her, "Can you please tell us the beautiful pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan that Krishna seems to be completely lost in? Please reveal to us those pastimes." Rohini Mata was so pleased to hear these requests. Immediately Rohini Mata said, "Definitely, I'll be more than happy to narrate those beautiful, charming pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. But on one condition. These pastimes are so attractive, even Krishna gets attracted to them. And when Krishna gets attracted to them, he goes completely crazy being absorbed in these pastimes. So my request is, when I am narrating these pastimes to you, someone needs to be at the door, guarding the door, so that Krishna and Balram will not come and hear these pastimes. Otherwise, there can be problems." The queens promised. So Rohini Mata assigned Subhadra to be at the door and completely block the doorway. So one day, Krishna and Balram had to leave early to attend a meeting at Sudarma Assembly Hall. And the queens understood this was their chance. So Rohini Mata assigned Subhadra to be at the doorway, guarding the doorway by blocking it completely, while Rohini Mata began to narrate these beautiful pastimes of Krishna and Vrindavan to the queens present in Dwarka. As Rohini Mata narrated these beautiful pastimes, all of the queens, they became so absorbed in these loving, charming pastimes of Sri Krishna that they completely lost all sense of the external world. But even Subhadra could not resist these attractive pastimes, and while she was guarding the door, she too became completely absorbed in these loving pastimes and lost all sense of the external world. Just at that time, Krishna Balram returned from the assembly hall a bit early, and they came to see Subhadra blocking the door. So Krishna came to one side of Subhadra and Balram came to the other side of Subhadra, and they also heard Krishna's beautiful pastimes in Vrindavan. As they heard and got absorbed in these pastimes, they too lost all sense of the external world. These pastimes were so loving, charming, and attractive that Krishna, Balram, and Subhadra became completely ecstatic, and in their ecstasy, they began to manifest symptoms of ecstasy. What were those symptoms? The hands were pulled into their bodies. Since Subhadra was holding her hands, blocking the doorway, her hands completely went inside her body. And Krishna's and Balram's hands, they went inside the body at the fingertips. Their legs were completely pulled into the body and their eyes became very huge and dilated. They all became like tortoises. At that very moment, Narada Muni was flying in the sky and happened to see Krishna, Subhadra and Baldev like this. Immediately he exclaimed in great jubilation, I have seen! Having Narada Muni in their presence, Krishna, Subhadra and Baldev immediately came back to their external senses. And they asked Narada, what have you seen? I have seen, my lord, the most beautiful expression of your ecstasy. Previously, I had seen so many of your incarnations, but never have I seen such a beautiful form as Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra. And immediately Narada went away. And so, to fulfill the desire of his devotee, Sri Narada Muni, Lord Jagannath manifested this beautiful form of ecstasy, and he eternally resides in Purushottam Kshetra.